The Minnesota Timberwolves last season had a disappointing end to their season. They had key contributions from Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, and even Gobert was able to play well in the first round of the NBA playoffs against the Lakers. But something still feels off. Something still doesn't feel right with this version of the Timberwolves. Is it the fact that they re-signed Julius Randle, who played his best ever in these NBA playoffs, and they only made it to the conference finals and lost in 5? Is it Anthony Edwards' lack of playmaking ability without being able to, take control of the ball and be able to handle the ball? Is it them spending that money on Naz Reid instead of upgrading at the point guard position? Can Rob Dillingham take that massive jump that the team needs him to take? We're talking about all that here on this channel. Stay tuned. When the Timberwolves drafted Anthony Edwards #1 overall, this is what they wanted: a superstar player who can carry and lead a team throughout a full 82 games and through the postseason. But there's always one small issue when it comes to Anthony Edwards. His consistent lack of playmaking doesn't allow him to fight double teams and force teams to stay home instead of helping. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Anthony Edwards. I really like Anthony Edwards, American-born player, super nice, #1 pick, can shoot the 3 ball at a 40% clip. He is really good. He can posterize anybody. He can finish at the rim. He's a great on-ball defender. But is there another level he can take the playmaking to? There has to be. To me, there has to be a decisive decision every time down the floor based on the coverage he's getting. Whether it's an ISO and your corner guy is helping, so you kick to the corner because he's open. Or if he calls a pick and roll and he gets blitzed off of it and has to hit the roll man, you have to make that pass. Every single time down the floor in the half court, you should be knowing what you have to do. Anthony Edwards just has to continue to work and work on the passing. The scoring is there. The defense is there. The athleticism is there. I'm not saying he's bad at all. He's an all-NBA caliber player. He's one of the top 15 players in the league. He still has to take it to another level. And you see players like Jokic who have the ball and control the offense every single time down the floor. Ant has to be the same way. We just saw Shea have the ball almost in every single possession to make sure it's ran by me, it's not going to get messed up because of me, and we gonna run this offense. Ant has to do the same thing. He has to be able to do the quick reads. It has to be muscle memory for him. The Timberwolves don't need another point guard. When they took one in the draft at the #8 pick in Rob Dillingham, I know it was the Spurs, the Wolves traded for him, so obviously they wanted him. They weren't able to retain Mike Conley, who helped them for multiple seasons now, who's, kind of at that age where he might be calling it quits. And even if he was still on the team, it's not like Mike Conley is going to be able to start on a championship contending team. Not today. Sorry, Mike. Rob Dillingham is a key piece to the puzzle this year for the Wolves. They retained a lot of their main core in Randle and Naz Reid to run it back with kind of that same team this year. Rob Dillingham in college had great shot creating abilities like pull-up threes, step back side steps. His playmaking also isn't first in his game, just like Ant. He's a score-first player, but he does have signs of really good playmaking. When he attracts a double team, he knows when to kick. Rob shot 44% from three-point range in college, and in the NBA, he shot a rough 33.8%, and we all know he can shoot better than 33.8%. When you go from shooting 44%, you don't drop off 11%. He's gonna be okay. It was his rookie year. He didn't play many minutes. He had Mike Conley there. He had DiVincenzo there. He's gonna be able to get a lot more minutes this year and show what he can really do. He can really attack the basket. He can really shoot. So it's gonna be fun to see what Rob Dillingham can bring. I really have a lot of faith in him. He's a really good player. If he can take a jump in the scoring department to provide more consistent scoring every game, that would help the Timberwolves so much. If he can take pressure off Anthony Edwards to not have to handle the ball at all times, that would also help. Rob lacks size on the defensive end, standing at 6'3", but if he can put some size on in this offseason, I think he could still be a solid defender. He has the athleticism to do it. He has Rudy Gobert and Jaden McDaniels behind him, so if he gets blown by, he still has help behind him and he can rotate to the other guy. I really do think Rob is a key piece to the Wolves' success this year. He's one of the youngest players on the team. I do think if Rob Dillingham can hit the 3 ball and can continue to develop his playmaking, he has Jaden McDaniels, Rob Dillingham, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid, who he can kick it to hit an open 3. So I do think them keeping Naz Reid at the end of the day is a really good move, because when Gobert gets played out of the game, you have Naz Reid who could space the floor. You have 5 out. That's really, really, really good. Your defense and size at the center position might be a little smaller, but hey, sometimes you got to sacrifice that for spacing the floor and giving Ant a lot more room to work with. I'm a little skeptical about Ant and his playmaking. I don't know if it's going to be able to take that jump or take that leap it needs to, just because in the playoffs last year, he said he was trying to develop more like a Luka Doncic passing game and more of a Luka Doncic navigating around the screen game, and he really hasn't been able to do that. He does have some flashes of good passes, but he doesn't do it all the time. For every 2 assists, he's getting 1 turnover in the postseason. You can't win like that. So for every 2 good passes, you're gonna have 1 bad pass or 1 mishandle or I don't know, something. In the playoffs, compared to the regular season, he also dropped his averages in scoring, 3-point shooting percentage, and even he dropped 11.8% in his free throw percentage, going from 83.7% all the way down to 71.9% from the line in the playoffs. We all know you have to hit free throws to win games in the playoffs. 71% from your superstar number 1 option is crazy. I do know the Timberwolves drafted Joan Behringer. He was out of France, and he's going to be a solid player. I just don't know how much he's going to play unless one of their centers really gets hurt, just because he's so young and the team is genuinely focused on winning. But they might find some minutes for him, some spot minutes, probably like 6-7 minutes maybe during the regular season, see what he could do, see what he could bring, because defensively he's really good. Julius Randle has to be talked about because he resigns on the Wolves to a 3-year, $100 million deal. He played shockingly well in the playoffs last season after being a playoff dropper in almost every single season prior to this one. Everyone had the Julius Randle dropping memes. This past season in the NBA playoffs, he averaged 22 a game, 6 rebounds a game, 5 assists per game, and shot a really good 38.5% from 3. That's really good for Julius Randle. To be able to shoot the 3 ball like that, give the Wolves that spacing they need. He was also able to show his value on the defensive end, causing stops and turnovers, especially against the Lakers. LeBron thought he could just bully Julius Randle, but he wasn't having it. In all reality, the Wolves are damn near a perennial playoff team, year in and year out. So I do believe they can make the playoffs based on the roster they currently have. You lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the offseason to Atlanta. He went to go get paid, props to him. But that's actually going to open up minutes now for Terrence Shannon Jr. So if you're a Wolves fan, you should already know about him. He's going to be a sophomore player this year. He's really good on defense. He could slide his feet. He can jump out the gym. He just got to be able to hit that 3 ball. So if he can stretch the floor, he's going to get minutes. Him being able to defend and grow on that side of the ball gives him even more opportunity. So them losing Nickeil Alexander-Walker, people are overrating it and thinking it's such a big loss for them. It's really not. I really wonder if the Wolves are going to be able to get past the hump with this current build of the team. They have a superstar player who can score the offensive load. They just need those smaller things around the edges to be a true contender. For the start of the season for the Wolves, I think it's going to be DiVincenzo, Ant, McDaniels, Randle, and Gobert. Now, I do think Rob Dillingham has the chance to steal the starting spot, but I do think they're going to give it to DiVincenzo. Rob Dillingham is a younger player, has more to prove, has more to earn. They're going to make him earn that starting spot, but I do think Rob is going to start by the end of the year. This season for the Wolves relies heavily on Ant taking a bigger playmaking leap, and for the young guys like Rob, Terrence Shannon Jr. to contribute and develop while you still have an older core who can win some games. My prediction for the Wolves for this upcoming NBA season would have to be at best a 5 seed and at worst an 8 seed. I do think they're in the same realm they were last year. Maybe bringing those guys back brings up the team chemistry. They play better, move the ball more, trust each other more, but it's pretty much the same team. It really depends on Anthony Edwards. Now you let me know down in the comments, where do you think the Wolves will end up by the end of the season? What seed will they be? Will they miss the playoffs? Let me know what you think, what your predictions are. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. That's 3 videos for this week. I'll be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday of next week. It's pretty much all I got for you. I'm out of here, man. Peace.